live. Today I have the honor of interviewing Valeria. She's just released a brand new single called Need It Now. With a hot new video, it's a song for the summer. We're gonna bring her in and talk to her about her new single, her music career. This is the 5th single she's released in 2023 and what she has planned for the second half of the year. Stay tuned as we bring her in. Hi, thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
I'm so excited to talk about your career, to talk about your new single, everything you've been doing in 2023, and what you're going to be doing in the second half of the year.
Yes.
You just released the new single yesterday. Talk to us. Tell us about Need It Now.
Yeah, I mean, my good friend Vince B, he hit me up a few months ago. Well, not probably like literally last month, and was like, "Hey, I have this idea for the song. Have this hi mama, that's my mother-in-law right there."
Awesome.
Yeah, he was like, I have this song called Need It Now. I would love to have you like on a verse. And pretty much we ended up doing both of my verses. But as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh my God, like I love it. I love the song itself, what it was saying, you know, because the hook, he already had the hook, which like caught my attention immediately. And then I was like, wait, like I could really do something with this. And then went down to Houston to AR recording studio with Amin and got in there, did it within about like 3 takes.
Wow.
And I was just supposed to do the one verse, right? And then like they kept playing the song and I just kind of freestyled to the second part of the verse, and they were like, oh, you should just do both. And I was like, all right. So yeah, it just came out perfectly. It was great.
I feel you have like a lot of momentum right now.
I do.
You're hot, right? Like everything you're putting out is dope. I heard you on the song with Sham Black. I went through and listened to your discography. What I always love to do is, you know, especially when we have the artists, is talk about like that early part of their career. Because if we look at 2023, it's like, oh my gosh, she's on fire. What does she have coming next, right? You've got all this momentum. It started in 2022, but there's an earlier part that I want to make sure that people who are discovering Valeria now, right? They're listening to all the work you're putting in 2023. They know a little bit more about how you got involved in dance, how you got involved in music in general, the early part of the things you were doing with Freedom ATKD, and then how that led into your solo career, which you're kind of just running like at 100 miles an hour at this point.
Yeah, I mean, like, I always talk about this. When I was about 18, that's when I joined the group. It was an amazing experience. I learned so much, just to, you know, stage presence, to collaborating, to really learning what an artist really is, like what the work is. I mean, like we used to practice every single day, 3-4 hours a day.
Wow.
And I think that kind of really put my mind into like a discipline of like, okay, there's this side of, you know, you can be I don't want to say mediocre artist, but you can be an artist, but you can be an artist who really puts the work in.
Right.
With like, and that's like top level artists, and that's what kind of inspired me to just kind of keep going. Obviously the girl group didn't work, and in 2022, actually no, 2021 was when I first released my first single as a soloist. And that kind of like, I was just testing it out because I've always written music since I was like a little girl, and I was like, let me just put this out. And it didn't go crazy, right? But it was kind of like a first, like, okay, this is who Valeria, this is what she likes to do, this is what she can do. And then 2022 was when like I was like, all right, I'm gonna just go full on force. What can I lose, you know? So yeah.
Nothing to lose, everything to gain.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
Yeah. So
what is the name? Freedom ATKD. What does that, like an acronym?
Yeah, so ATKD was for our first letter of our first name. So obviously some girls left, so the names weren't, you know, cohesive with it, but we just kept it because like it made sense. And then we also had and the kaleidoscope dream. That was like another abbreviation to what we had. So, but we just kept it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And it's amazing that you had that experience. I think it's super positive, and so many lessons learned that you're applying to your career now, you know? And earlier on, you've had like dance training, and, you know, when we read, you know, when we talk about your bio, right? We can see you and listen to you on the track. You're singing, you're rapping. We can see you in music video, right? Like you're like dancing. The songwriting part, you know, you're writing your songs, right? But also you're very interested in acting. And it comes across in your videos, and the camera loves you. You know, so talk to us about other interests, you know, aside from, you know, what you've released in 2023, the dance part and your aspirations in acting.
Yeah, I've always been like just a little fireball since I was a little kid. My mom put me professionally in dance when I was around like 8, 10. Just started off with hip hop, did a little bit of ballet when I was like a little tiny baby. And then in high school, I was just always in choir. I was in the dance team. I played sports. I was mostly in high school. I was just into sports because I love just activity. But dance team, that was in high school. And then after that, you know, I didn't take it fully professionally. Like I used to go to dance classes here and there after high school and stuff. But dance is just always going to be a part of me. If I could, you know, take dance lessons every day, I would. But, you know, it's like I got a lot of things going on. That is the goal, though, to, you know, a full schedule of just vocal lessons, dance, acting, all that. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's always been a part of my life. Yeah, I think it's, and like, I'm kind of like Hispanic, so I have that,
right?
You know, Latina. Yeah, so it's just always in me.
That sazon.
Yeah, there you go.
And one of the things about your music is that, you know, it's got the hip hop feel to it. It's got, I would call it more like the pop hip hop, right? It's like not underground hip hop. It's like dancey type of hip hop. But then you're fusing those Latin sounds like reggaeton and cumbia. Talk to us about your musical taste, you know, what it's like for you when you sit down and work with a producer and, you know, they're like, we've got this production, or, you know, how that process is for you in selecting music that represents you and what you would say that sound is, if you have to define it.
Yeah. Well, for me, actually, within the last year, maybe 2 years, I've really been trying to figure out what my sound is. Just because, like, if you hang out with me in the car, like, we'll listen to freaking Biggie or like O3 Greedo. Like, it's so diverse. My music taste is just, the only thing I probably won't listen to is like heavy metal, like rock. That's just like, I'll listen to it, but it's not my thing. So yeah, I've been in the process of just, because every single day I write something different, which is crazy. Like, literally just yesterday I wrote like a super sad ballad song, you know? So I'm still kind of in the process of really honing what my genre and sound is, but I've come to realize that it's literally all over the place and I can make like a magical thing out of everything. Yeah. So that's what I've been, you know, releasing everything. I'm just like, dang, I can pretty much do anything, not in a cocky way, but just like, I can really just combine everything and it's gonna sound good, you know? Yeah. Something that I always do stuff that just makes me feel good, and I tend to like lean on the hip hop, reggaeton, like super jumpy type of pop vibes. So. They're
awesome to perform to also.
Oh yeah, it's right. I have a show today. I'm so excited. Oh my god.
What tell us about the show today?
Yeah, so it's gonna be in Northgate College Station here in Texas. We got literally so many dope artists, like I don't know, about 7 or 8 performing. It's at a club, Toku 12, and I'm gonna be doing 3 songs. And yeah, I'm just so excited because like the 3 songs is Need It Now, Lane Switch was the single I released last month, and then Bum Bum, which is like everybody's favorite.
Yeah. So, right. So these are all the songs you've just released also. Yeah. All your new stuff.
Literally.
That is so awesome. Congratulations on your show today. You know, we talked about Need It Now, which is the new single that's out that has an up-tempo beat, right? There's also Lane Switch, which you did that had a featuring on it.
Yes, that's his artist name. That's my bro right there. I literally met him the day we shot the video, but that man is so cool. Like, he's one of the guys that you just want to have around for the rest of your life. Like, I hit him up. I was like, hey, I have this open verse. Do you think you can be on it? Because I needed somebody from Texas because I wanted to shoot a video to it. Yeah. And he sent it within like 5 hours, and like his verse was just a hit. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. So he came down from San Marcos, and we shot the video that night. and it was just the funnest time. I loved it.
That's one of the things I've noticed about your music is that you do a really good job of, one, releasing a lot of music. So every month, at least in 2023 and 2022, really, you've been very busy. But in 2023, you've just completely been focused, right? Yeah. You're like, because it's not just like you're releasing a song. There's a rollout. Like, you've got the song, you set up kind of like a rollout, a strategy on releasing it. There's a music video that goes with it. You've had visuals for, I think, every single, or almost every single, if not every single. And that takes a lot of work. We talked about also your experience in being part of a girl band before this, where that's what you were doing 24/7. Did you learn some of that there? Have you always been a very visual person? Because the way that you're approaching music is incredibly at a high level, right? Like, you're like single. Yeah. Marketing and promotions. Yeah. Video, performance tonight. Yeah. Promoting you know what I mean? It's like, and you've got a machine yourself going. Talk to us about like how much of that's intuitive, how much of it comes from, your prior experience, maybe some mentors that you have in your life. Yeah, I think, well, when we were in the girl group, we weren't really doing visuals. And I think that once I got to be a soloist, I was like, I think like me as a person, I like seeing things. Like Kaylani drops something, I'm looking at her video, and like it just gets me more engaged. And the marketing aspect I did learn from the group. It was not so much the marketing, it was just like the work. Like, okay, this has to be done, this has to be done, this has to be done. So that's kind of already like drilled in me. I actually have a list every single time I drop a single. Like I go down the list. I'm like, okay, did I upload it here? Did I do this? Did I do that? It just kind of helps me. So smart. Yeah, because like at the end of the day, the goal is to have a whole team that takes care of that. That's what a label does. But right now it's just, I'm on the grind of like, all right, I'm gonna just put everything I got. I'm gonna do it myself. That's the only thing I can do. And so yeah, that list kind of helps me a lot. And yeah, the strategy is just engagement, content. I mean, it sucks, but it is what it is. You just gotta post, man. Yeah. No, it's definitely kind of like a combination of keeping people engaged. Yeah. Where like you're feeding them. It's called the feed. Yeah. Right. You're like feeding them, right? Yeah. And also like the algorithm, right? Like the algorithm like rewards you, right? Which is like it's a strange thing, that whole figuring it out. But no, I think you're doing an excellent job, and I think that having a checklist is awesome. Yeah. That's essentially like what record labels do. Yeah, literally. And especially if you don't have like, if I had two people next to me at all times, that would make it it would make it so much easier. But because it gets overwhelming, like single after single, or project or album, like, because this is what a lot of artists nowadays do. Like, they'll put something out, but totally forget about the marketing part. Like, it's amazing what you just did. It's dope, but no one's listening to it. Yeah. And nowadays, I mean, it's been for a while, like, people don't really care about talent anymore. It's more about like consistency. Like, oh, he's hot. Oh, this and that. And that's what everybody does. Yeah, that's it. Right. But you're doing it the right way. The other thing that I think is really cool is that you have you study dance. You've been on dance teams. You like dancing. And that, I think, makes music videos and visuals easier for you, because on the song that you just released, Need It Now, with Vince B, you come out like you're like moving to the song and you're dancing a little bit, but you can do that, right? Like, you can take 3 or 4 different takes and just kind of not even really have it too choreographed, but you look good doing it because you know how to dance. Yeah. There are people who don't know, I mean, I know it's funny to you, but they don't. But then, like, if you take, for instance, like, Whoa, with Sham Black, you have complete choreographed with, dancers and a very well done video, but there's always dance incorporated. And when I went back and I looked at the old Freedom videos and stuff that's still on Instagram, you were the dancer. Yeah. You were like the one up in the front, right? I was just like, all over the place in there. Right. So I think that's something that's like it's a secret weapon that you have. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's not that secret, but it's a weapon that you have that at any moment in time, for any song, for any visual, and probably for your live show also, you're a great dancer. Yeah. Thank you. No, yeah,
like I said, I think it's just me. I'm always just hyper. Like literally, I'll be at home just like twerking for no reason.
Have
Like
the music on.
it's yeah. So actually, the Need It Now video, I wanted it to be more of like a home video type of style. So we actually just got back from Aruba. We took our camera to Aruba, and we just did like 2 takes on the beach. And I was like, all right, this is fine. And then we got back here, and we found a black wall. And we were like, oh my God, this looks like a VHS type of vibe. So we just kind of went with it. The editing was my friend Johan. He's amazing. Shout out Johan. And he just made it super, like it wasn't too choreographed. It wasn't too planned, but it still came out, you know. I loved it.
So for like the Sham Black Whoa video, did you do that choreography?
No, that was actually, I think her name's Selly. He told me that, hey, I'm gonna have dancers. Would you like to be a part? I was like, hell yeah. So I told him to send me like the video of the girl doing the choreo. I learned it here in Texas, and then once we got over there, I jumped right in. We did a formation like within 5 minutes, and yeah, we took about 3, 4, 5 takes, and it came out pretty good.
And it's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, when you listen to your music, songs like Gessel, Envidiosa, and Need It Now, I mean, very up-tempo, very dancey, you know, songs. What's it like to be at a Valeria show? Is it like all energy? Are there moments where you jump into ballad? Talk to us about that.
Recently, it's been mostly all energy. I'm all about energy. Like, I connect with people. First thing I do when I get on stage is like, how is everyone doing? Like, I take my time to figure out who's there, who took their time out of their day to be where I'm at, and I'm always grateful. Like, it's a different type of high when you know what you're doing and you know what type of energy you can transmit to people.
Yeah.
And I've grown into that so much. Like literally tonight, I'm just so excited because a lot of my friends are gonna be there, and a lot of them have never seen me perform, and I'm
wow.
Just like I'm just on a high right now. But yeah, it's a really cool thing because like I said, I'm based out of energy, like love. Like my thing is like I've seen dark sides, and I've seen what good music can do to people.
Wow.
Just like mindset wise, you know, like not everything has to be, you know, coochie ass out. No, like it can, but it once you open this kind of like a new realm within music and yourself, like your spirit, it flows out of you. So yeah, I'm lucky that I get to do that. Yeah. And I'm still learning to do that, you know.
Right. And also the fact that you're Latina, you have direct access to sticky music, música pegajosa, right? Like cumbia, reggaeton, right? So really that music and hip hop, right? But especially reggaeton and cumbia, they have like a rhythm that's infectious, where you can talk about, you know, just dancey, sexy things, or you could talk about anything really, praise, love. But the fact that you've got that musical background, it always like helps with the crowd, you know? So that's really, really cool. When we think about 2023, yesterday you released Need It Now. You released Lane Switch last month. Whoa, Bum Bum, Envidiosa. In 2022, you had the Shaded Up EP, Lock Up, Gessel. You've been like a train that's moving, right? Like dropping. Talk to us about what your plans are for the remainder of 2023. Is there new music coming? Is there going to be an album? You've released enough music for an album now. I mean, you can release an album whenever you want, right? Yeah, so talk to us about what your plans are.
Yeah, I actually saw something very interesting that Russ said in a video. He said, why are you releasing an album if nobody really knows you or will hear your whole project, you know? And because like you said, I have enough songs to make an album. I have unrecorded songs that I can make into an album, but it's like, is that really gonna benefit, you know, the strategy? You know, because at the end of the day, there is a strategy to just everything, and that's something that I've learned to do. Like, okay, I can't just, hey, here's a song, there you go, and not have a strategy behind it. So right now, this year's plan was to release a single each month, just to kind of put myself out there, content. We are working on an EP. But I'm not sure when we're gonna drop that. So the plan is still to, you know, release a song every month. Few little videos, not even releasing songs, just content of me just doing stuff. I have a freestyle thing that I did coming up that hopefully should be coming out soon. But yes, single each month and hopefully EP by the end of this year.
That is awesome. Yeah. A single every month is incredibly ambitious. Yeah, because you're not releasing everything you're releasing is dope. You're not releasing, it's not like, you know, like, oh, I just hear, you know, it's like everything's like a single. You're trying, you just released what I would call a hit record. It's just a matter of, does it get the spins and does it get the worldwide? But you could put that song on anywhere and make people dance. And it's very well done. And you've been doing just steady music like that. So I imagine that what you're releasing for the remainder of 2023 will continue to be at that high level, right?
That's the goal.
Yeah, that's the goal. And for the EP, do you think you'll take like the best songs that you've done with some new material, or is the idea for the EP to be probably all fresh material?
I think it'll be all fresh, because the Shaded EP was kind of like my interpretation on like just the rap that I like to do. And our plan, our vision for that was kind of like, there's always a dark side and there's always a light side. So we already dropped the shaded side, so now there's a light side. Cool. I'm still trying to figure out if some of the material I have now will fit the EP, or I can just go full on light, like party, love. So we're still figuring it out.
That's cool. Yeah. That's a cool play on words too.
Yeah.
You mentioned the way I rap, right? Talk to us about that, because, you know, hip hop has gotten so big that it's like the way rock and roll is, right? Rock and roll's got like heavy metal and all alternative and classic and all sorts of variations of rock. And hip hop is big and vast like that, where you've got like, you know, East Coast style drill music, West Coast style, down south, Texas South, which is different from, you know, Atlanta South. And you've got like a variety. And within that, you also have the Latin influence, right? You've got the Chicano sound, right? You've got the Caribbean reggaeton, mambo sound, Puerto Rican, Dominican, right? Which is slightly different also. You've got all of this as a Latina. You have access. As a Texas Latina growing up in today's world, you got access to so much variety of sounds and so many different styles of rap and English and Spanish. Talk to us about your, you know, how you rap, which is a certain type of rap that you do, and you mix it in with your singing.
Yeah. So I think my sound when it comes to rap is very, I'm a Cali girl. Like, I love West Coast music till I die. So, but also I've learned to love Texas rap, like that slow, screwed down. So, whenever I've been hopping on beats that are, you know, just hip hop beats, I'm tending to go on the slower side so that people can really hear the bars that I have. But recently I've been dabbing into just like super poppy, like speedy type of rap. Who can I explain? Like Made in TYO. I don't know if you know who that is. Like that type of like trappy Tokyo style. I'm dabbing into that just because I love to listen to it. But yeah, as far as like me rapping, and then with the Spanish, it will tend to just go a little bit slower, but at the same time with that like gritty, like Puerto Rican style, you know, that sazon that you said, like I always like to incorporate that in there.
Yeah, that's cool. And thank you for explaining that. It sounds really cool coming from the artist, because there's so many ways that you can do it. But you are doing it a certain way, which is, and it sounds cool. you've had the opportunity already to collaborate with a variety of artists. The song that you just released came out, you know, Vince B. You did a song with Sham Black. You were in a girl group where you collaborated with other singers. Are there any artists that, like, you know, if you could work with anybody, are on your, you know, your hit list, right? Like, who you'd be like, I would love to do a track with this person, or this person.
For the stuff that I have coming out now, Coil Ray is on top of my list just because I love her so much. I've been following her since like 2017. Like, that's my girl. That's on the girl side. And then for the guy, I have so many, but I would say Peso Pluma. He's from probably like a state underneath from where I'm from, which is Sinaloa.
Okay.
And a lot of people say he can't sing, but it's like just his personality, like his energy. Like, I'm an energy person. Like, you don't have to be super famous. You don't have to have a bunch of, because I don't have a bunch of followers.
Right.
Like, if I just feel like you're a genuine person and like you're unique and you know, we could really make something pop, then why not? Yeah. So yeah, those two are on top of my list. And of course, I don't know, like Chris Brown, that's forever going to be my top answer.
Yeah, that's kind of like, right, there's different levels of the wish list, right? But I've heard of Peso Pluma. I know about Peso Pluma.
He's blowing up big.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. If people want to collaborate with you, if producers see this and they're like, wow, she's incredibly talented, I would love to connect with her, send her production, or if an artist wants to purchase a featuring from you, or if people just want to follow you, they want to see what you got going on, they want to hear some of this amazing music you got coming out in 2023, what are the best places where you live online, best places to follow you?
Yeah, so I'm always on Instagram, so Valeria de la Paz. That's my main, that's where I pretty much get all my contacts from. Valeria de la Paz on TikTok. I also get on there. The new thing, Threads, same name, Valeria de la Paz. And YouTube, Valeria de la Paz Official. And yeah, contact me. I have a feature coming out with, his name is El Gordo Flow. He's down here in Houston as well. So we have a song coming out. I don't know when, but it's coming out sometime this month or next one. Yeah, just hit me up. Talk to me. I'm all about connection, and I'm a people person. So
yeah, that's good. The Valeria de la Paz is a dope name.
So
I know I'm
trying to decide if I want to do just Valeria or Valeria de la Paz. Like, I don't know. I like Valeria just because it's so simple. Yeah,
Valeria is so simple and so clean and dope. But Valeria de la Paz is official too.
Right.
But I don't know. So I wouldn't say one's better than the other. The Valeria de la Paz might get you all the handles, or more handles. That's the only part about it. They both sound dope.
Yeah.
You know, have you thought about doing any all Spanish? Do you speak Spanish fluently?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So have you thought about maybe doing any Spanish music? Because it's so hot right now.
Yeah, I have a few songs. My thing with that is I just always incorporate both languages. Yeah. But I do have a full Spanish song that I just got to figure out what my plan with that is.
Yeah.
That might be part of the plan for the EP, That's light cool. EP. But yeah, I can do all Spanish. I have literally a whole 3 pages done of just random songs that are in Spanish. Yeah, but I think my thing right now is mixing Spanish with English. Yeah. That's my little vibe.
Yeah, I think that it sounds incredible. And one of the things that's really, I think, good for artists to do is to be authentic. Like, not because something's hot right now, but actually because that's who you are, right? And it's going to come off better. Yeah. And, most Latinos that grow up in the United States, they speak English. You know what I mean? But we've got that Latin flavor. And it's like that needs to come across. And so I think you're doing a great job of representing. You know what I mean? So that's really cool. New single, Need It Now, featuring Vince B, available on all digital streaming platforms. New video, which is dope, available on YouTube for Need It Now. You're doing an amazing job of like releasing singles, releasing visuals. and keeping it going. We're going to mention again some of the dope songs you've released in 2023. You just released Lane Switch featuring Fat, Whoa featuring Sham Black, Bum Bum, Envidiosa, all dope tracks. 2022, you were also very busy. And you've announced here that there's potentially an EP coming and a plan to continue to release new songs every month for the remainder of 2023. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, wow. Incredibly dope. It's an honor to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything you've done, all your contributions. I'm really looking forward to hearing what you got coming out next, and maybe you bringing you back on in the future when you drop that EP, drop that album, and talking about everything you got going on at that point in time.
Yes, sir. That's the plan, and all glory to God always. Just move with good intention. That's what I focus on. So
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much. It's been an honor.
Thank you. Bye, friends.
Bye-bye.